because this word is going to pop up way more. Yes, Dior, what do you think vanity means?
Meaningless. No, it has no meaning.
Yup.
Nothing.
Nothing. Correct. The definition of vanity on Google, it says the quality of being worthless or futile. This is the man that had it all, right? We as humans, we want more, right? This is the man that had more. And he said it was all futile and vanity. It was worthless. It didn't mean anything, right? Let's continue to see what he said. So boom, first we just talked about popularity, right? How we try to put our identity before a fall. What do you guys think that means? I'll read it again. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. What do you guys think that means? Yes, sir.
Think what it means is that, I mean, being prideful, that, like, I don't really know how to word it. I mean, we think, say like, for instance, we think we know everything, but then, like, if somebody goes to prove you wrong, it's like, brings forth shame.
Yup. And it literally tells us, like, how pride can destroy us, right? Because pride comes before destruction. When you feel as if you're him or you're her or the whole world revolves around you, can I be honest with you guys? I have been prideful myself. I've been prideful many of times. How many of you guys have been prideful in here before too? Pride, all of us have been prideful at times, right? Where we just get so self-centered, right? Everything revolves around us. Do you guys know what a narcissist is? It's called a human. All of us are narcissists in our own way. We care so much about ourselves that at times we really don't care about others. We get so prideful in where we guys about pride so much is because this one is one of the easiest ones to get beaten by. Because as soon as you get prideful, guess what God's gonna do? Chop your legs off. Back to the bottom, back to the valley you go. You were just on the mountain for a second. God seen you couldn't handle it. Guess what? Boom, you're going back to the valley. But let's see what else God says. I need a volunteer. Someone, you gotta be not scared to read. You got your Bible open, so I'm gonna pick you. So can you please go to 1 Kings 11? Can you build me an altar like near the lake, please? And you gotta think, right? Solomon, he has such a great heart. He was like, okay, right? Out of his compassion, the enemy started to come in and sway him away from God. Matter of fact, it got to the point where Solomon himself started to worship those other gods with his wives. And then guess what God said? God told Solomon, I will take your land away from you, and I will give it to someone else who is not in David's bloodline. In the end, Solomon allowed his pride to get the best of him, and his wife swayed him away from God. And in the end, God took the kingdom from him and gave it to someone else, not in David's bloodline. If you guys have read Kings in the Bible, you guys know at the end of Solomon's life, God took this kingdom away from Solomon. God was all like, his heart isn't for me anymore. I'm gonna find someone else whose heart is for me. And so God took Solomon's whole bloodline from the kingdom, and he gave it to one of his soldiers. That's the craziest part. It was one of his soldiers that God gave the kingdom to. Right? All these different things that I have amassed, all these wives, all these kids, all this gold, all this land. None of this matters, but there's only one thing that matters. He said, God is the only thing that matters. The whole point of us being humans, we are to fear God and to do what God has instructed us to do. He didn't say we need to marry unlimited wives. We need to get $2.2 trillion. We need to have all these different kids. He didn't say that. He said, for this is the duty of all mankind. Fear God and keep his commandments. Everything is vanity except God. Nothing really matters at the end of the day except God. I told you guys, at the end of the day, when we die, we all have to go down to the dirt. Just like every single animal, every single insect, every single bird, right?
Jesus commanded that we love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And, adding on to that, spending time with God, before we do anything in the morning or in our day, pray to him, talk to him, and read his word.
His word. You got to spend time with God. You got to obey God. Who else? I need one more person. How do you guys feel as if y'all could show that y'all are fearing God and that y'all are keeping his commandments? McKinley, how do you feel as if you believe? What is a way that we as humans can do that?
Representing him where you go, in the ways you talk, and the actions you do.
Yep. Your whole persona should be for God. It shouldn't be just a mask that you put on when you step into this room or when you step around other Christians. Being a Christian should be you at school, you at school, you at school, you at school, you at work, you at work, you at work. All of us. That should be us. It shouldn't be just a little mask that I put on. All right, no, I'm Christian. No, that shouldn't be you. This should be you all the time. It's not a mask. This is the real you. Everything else is vanity, except God. At the end of the day, God is the only thing that matters. And that was my biggest thing that I was trying to teach you guys today. At the end of the day, God is the only thing that matters. All those likes, all those follows, all that money, all those clothes, all that fame, none of it matters at the end of the day. Because we can't take it with us when we leave Earth. Other than that, can y'all please bow y'all's heads?